Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make a beautiful necklace using products from the December 2020 edition of the Bargain Bead Box, and it is called Silent Night. Now, if you're not familiar with Bargain Bead Box, let me introduce you to the joys of Bargain Bead Box. So Bargain Bead Box is a monthly subscription service. They ship, well, this month's edition was $72 worth of product, 21 items, to your door for $17.95 a month. It's a great deal. You get all kinds of great stuff in this box. There are always gemstones included. And along with your box, you get a 30% off coupon to use in their sister store, which is called Bead Box Bargains. And they'll give you a 30% off coupon code to use there. And you can use that over and over and over all month long. So I love Bargain Bead Box. It's my favorite beading subscription service, I've got to say. I usually get, well, I've already made 2 necklaces and a bracelet, and I'm working on my 3rd necklace, and I've got tons of beads left still. So I'm going to be able to get a lot more jewelry out of this box than I already have right now. So it's a great deal. If you're interested in subscribing, I do have a coupon code. It is Wendy2. It's all one word. You can use it to get $2 off of your first box if you want to join the subscription service. If not, and you just want to shop in their store, you can still shop in their store whether you subscribe to the box or not. And you can use that coupon code to get $2 off of your order in their store. But it can only be used one time, so you can't use it for both. You can only use it for one or the other. So that is Bargain Bead Box. It's really great. I love it. And I will have a link in the description box below. So let's pop this over here and get started with this necklace. So the items that you're going to need are this, I think this was lapis. I'm going to pull this out because my thing out because some of the stuff was lapis and some was jasper. And I thought the lapis looked like jasper, or the jasper looked like lapis. So I'm believing that this is lapis, and I'm just trying to make sure. And I don't see it. I know it's on this list, but if I could sit here and read it all, but I'm pretty sure that this, yeah, it is lapis hexagon pendant with bale. Okay, so you're going to need that. You're going to need some of these English cut, really cool lapis beads from the box, and I know they're lapis because I just saw them on the list. You're going to need these cool little spacers that they put in the box this month. You're going to need a lobster for your closure, or whatever you want to use. You can use any closure that you want. I am using some of these square jump rings. Now, I have no idea where these came from. I've had them for a long time, but I'm going to use them just because I like this. I thought they looked good with this hexagon shape of the other things in the box. You're going to need some of the bead caps that they put in the box this month. You are going to need 2 clamshell covers and 2 crimp beads, which I'm going to leave in here because if I don't, I won't be able to find them when I get ready to use them. You're going to need several eye pins, 1 head pin, 1 jump ring, big jump ring for your lobster to clasp onto, and 1 jump ring to hook your lobster on your end of your chain with. You're going to need the Rolo chain from the box this month. And you're going to need your jewelry tools, and you're going to need these small little sparkly rondelle. Now these were lapis as well, I believe. I think they were lapis rondelles that they had in the box this month. So I think that's everything. If we forgot something, then we'll deal with it when we get to it. Oh, no, I did forget something. You're going to need a piece of tiger tail, and this piece right here is, how long is this? About 5.5 inches long, but you might want to adjust yours depending on how long you want your necklace to be. Okay, so we're just going to be using this for a little piece. It's going to be a multi-strand thing. Okay, so get everything together and we'll get started. So the first thing we're going to do, our pendant is obviously going to be our focal in the middle. And I'm going to hook the pendant and the links that I'm going to make on with this, one of these square jump rings turned like this, okay? So we're going to make some links, and I've already made a few here, and I will show you how to do that. So you need your beads. And then I'm going to grab a couple eye pins here. So I've got a couple of, well, I've got a couple large links, 2 middle links, and well, I guess these are same. So about 4 middle links. So I'm going to make a couple of really small links. And these are so easy to do. And we'll show you here. I think what I will do for these is just use one of these rondelles. And you have to, sometimes these don't want to go on the eye pins. You have to, their holes are tiny sometimes. So one rondelle, one of the little metal beads, and another rondelle. I'm just making a small link just to have a little bit of variety in the sizes. Okay, so you're going to put your beads on, and we're using eye pins. Excuse my alcohol ink. This literally, this fingernail has been pink for over a week now. I cannot get it off. I've tried alcohol, I've tried everything, and I think it's because it got down in the sides of my nail there. I got pink alcohol ink right there, like bright pink, and it won't come off. So it's been there for like a week. I cannot get it off. But anyway, the reason we're using eye pins is because we want this to hook on both sides. We want it to be a link, not just a dangle, okay? So you're going to bend your eye pin. You go up just a small bit above the bead, just so you don't crack your bead. Bend it at a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to cut, and I cut a little bit less than a finger's width. I don't like big, huge loops. I try to make mine kind of smaller, and then I end up sometimes not being able to get it right, rolled all the way around. Then you're going to take your pliers, your chain or your round nose, and roll it, and there's what we end up with. And we're going to do one more, and this is just a little link. We're going to hook these all together in a few minutes. I thought I had another one of these out, but I guess not. Okay. Alright, here goes this one. And we will do it right above the little rondelle there. Okay. And we'll roll this loop back. If you can hear my cat meowing in the background, it is really early in the morning, and we put him and Sadie in Chris's office to sleep at night because we can't sleep with them. They're all over the bed. The cat's like poking you in the head with his paw, and Sadie's kicking you in the back like a toddler, and so we put them in there to sleep. And Sadie is at my in-laws because we just got back from being home last night at Christmas. We haven't picked her up yet, and the cat's in there by himself, and he doesn't like to be by himself, but like I said, we can't sleep with him, so he's in there, and I'm up. He can hear me. But if I put him in here, he'll constantly be pawing to get out the door, and if I let him loose in the house, he'll be pawing to get in the door where Chris is trying to sleep. So, sorry if you hear the cat meowing. Alright, so that's how we make links. And you're just going to make, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I did 8 total in various sizes. And then we're going to just line them up like we think that they would look good. So let me scoot this down a little bit. I'm going to put the 2 smallest there, the 2 biggest there, these middle-sized ones here, and these here, I think, and that looks pretty good. Now, I like this. I want it to come down to this point because I like the points in this. So, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, but to me, I think I'm trying to keep everything kind of angular in this necklace a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hook all this together. So, I'm just going to open my square ring here, or square, and I need to make sure this goes on the right way. I guess it doesn't really matter. And I dropped it. Let me find it. I'm sorry. Of course I dropped it. Okay, here we go. And I lost the jump ring. I'm not going to go on the floor for that because if I do, I'm going to bump my camera again. We'll just get another one for now. Okay, so go ahead and hang this on here. And then I'm going to do one of each of these small links on here. Okay, just like that. Close this up. And here's what we have. Now, I want it to lay like that. It's probably going to move around some, but I'm hoping when this necklace is on, it will orient itself back where it's supposed to be. And then I'm going to hook these together with these links, just one of each. So I'm going to do one on here, close this back up. I do have on my website, but they're closed links. I do have some triangles and some other shapes, but they're a closed link. You would have to use a jump ring to actually hook these to them, but they still would look kind of cute. They're faceted on one side. I think I have teardrops and triangles, and I'm not sure what else. Okay. And we're just going to keep doing that, hooking them on with this link all the way up through here, just like this. And close it up. Make sure these close up really good. You don't want your links coming undone. Okay. And I like the way this is looking. I like these little square links in here. One more. Okay. One more on each side is what I meant. Alright, here we go. Put this one on here. Now here's what we have. I like the way these look on here. I don't know where I got these, but I'm sure you could find them on Amazon or probably Fire Mountain Gems or somewhere like that. Okay, so here's what we have so far. And we're going to take this little bit of tiger tail, and I'm going to make a little connection just right through here with only the rondelles. I just want to use the rondelles through here, and I may dangle a little bead right here from it, like right here. So let me make another little bead dangle here. And now this one I'm going to make using a head pin because I don't want it to hook into anything. I just want it to dangle. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how I'm going to do it. So let me just go ahead and I'm going to use the bead caps here. And I'm just going to make a simple little dangle with this one bead. Just like this. Same way we do our connectors, except for this one just will dangle and not have a hook on the other end. We don't need to hook anything to it, just it needs to hook to something. So let's do that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I was going to use a bead bug, but I don't think I am. So I'm just going to dangle it straight on here. And then I'm going to take these rondelles and I'm going to see how many I have, if I have enough to fill up these sides. I kind of just wanted to pull these in a little bit more because they are sparkly. We'll add a little sparkle to this and just another dimension, another little layer. So I thought that would be kind of cool to do. I don't know if I have enough though to fill up these sides. I didn't really want to put the silver in. I mean, I wanted it on this little dangle, but I didn't want to put it in between the beads. So I didn't really want to use little spacers or anything. So we'll see how this does. We'll see how many we've got. Now this tiger tail, I'm going to bend it here in a second. You can bend this tiger tail and make it will kink where you bend it. So like if I want this to kind of go in a point, I'm just going to bend it like this, and the tiger tail will permanently kink that way. So it will lay kind of like that. Even when I spread it out, it will lay kind of in that V shape. That's a good thing if you're wanting to kink your tiger tail. It's a really bad thing if you don't want to and you accidentally do. So just be careful with that. And I'm just threading on these little rondelles, just like this. think I'm gonna have enough. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. We did. My dad was actually out of the hospital. He was not at Thanksgiving, so we didn't get to see him, but he was not in the hospital for Christmas, so that was really nice. We got to see Dad, and of course I got to see the boys, and it snowed 6 inches. So we did have a white Christmas, though it was a bit of a pain because we were staying with a family who lived 45 miles, 45 minutes, 45 miles from my parents. So that was a little bit difficult because we had to drive in a lot of ice. It rained ice before it snowed. So yeah, that was lovely. Everything was encased in ice. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this is in the middle. And the reason I'm taking some off is I've got to have enough room to put my my clamshell on. So I'm going to add just a couple back because it's got to have enough to stretch over. And let me put this together and see if it's even. And I'll put this in the middle. And it is. We've got the same amount on both sides. Okay, so do I need one more or is that enough? I think that's enough. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to put my clamshell on this side. Just like this. And then I'm going to put my crimp bead on. Okay. Now you want this to go, you do not want this to, you do not want this, what am I trying to say? You don't want it to be too tight. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me get this back together because it's moving. It won't move once I crimp this one side. It'll be good, but okay, so that's even. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to crimp this closed. Now, what I meant by you do not want it too tight is you don't want this to be stiff. You want it to have a tad bit of movement. So don't go in there and push it down real far and crimp it so tight that this thing is stiff. And then I'm just going to cut this off. And there we have our one side. I'm just going to make sure it's crimped down really good. And I'm going to close up my clamshell. He's wanting to move on me, just like this. Okay, just make sure he's even and closed up. I'll fix him here in a minute better once I get this other side on. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take my clamshell cover and my crimp bead, wherever it went. And I knew I would lose it if I dumped that stuff out. Looks as if I did. I had another one out here a minute ago. Where did it go? For heaven's sakes, I did. Oh, there he is. Okay. My goodness, where could he have gone? All right. And what I mean by that is just don't push him totally down in there and make this stiff. Just you don't want it to have a lot of movement because you don't want the tiger tail to show, like your beads to shift and the tiger tail to show, but you do want it to have enough of a flexibility that it's not like a poker straight. That's going to look weird. All right. So there we have that one. Just making sure that it's crimped down really good. And then I will close up my clamshell. All right, so here we have our little V element. And I am going to hook this little V element directly to this link right here. And I am going to do that with 2 small jump rings, really small ones. I think maybe, you know what, I may just open it and hook it in. Let me see how that looks if I do that. Let me fix this clamshell. Okay. Let me just open it and hook it in and see how it does. I'm trying to keep everything kind of laying flat on the table so it lays right when I'm done. But let me try to just hook him right in here without that guy coming out. Get back in there. Okay. Close it up. Because I kind of don't really want to use extra jump rings if I don't have to. And actually, I think that's going to work just fine. If if it lays funny, then I can always add a jump ring. Okay, we'll put this one in. You kind of need to lay it flat on the table and make sure you're putting it in the right way so it's not flipped. But that's the right way. Okay, now. Oh yeah, I think that'll work. Flip this one over. I may have to hook them with jump rings, I don't know, but I think that's going to actually be okay. We'll see how it does when I pick it up, when I put it on. Okay, so there are our middle pieces. Now we're going to just take some chain and go up the sides. So what you need to decide here is how long you want this necklace to be. I don't want mine to be super long. I want it to lay kind of like right below the collarbone area. So I'm probably only going to do about 5 inches of chain on each side. Let me grab a ruler. Let's see. Yeah, about 5.5 probably is what I'm going to do, because I don't want it to be super long. So I'm going to cut it right at about 5.5 inches. And here's a little tip for measuring chain. Once you cut your first piece, if you take a head pin and hang it on here like this, makes it real easy to cut your second piece. You just get down there and cut right beside it. You can see exactly where you need to go is my point. I need to go right here. Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to take a couple of the square jump rings and I'm going to hook my chain right onto my components here. There we go. All right, so let's just hook him right on here. I do like the way these square jump rings make this look. I wish I had a chain with square links in it, but I don't. That's cool. Okay, do the same thing on the other side. I'm trying to watch my camera to make sure it doesn't quit recording. When it gets up to a certain amount of time, it just stops. I don't know why it does that, but it's aggravating. And you have to hit the button to record again to start it back up. Okay. Alright, so there we have our little necklace. So let's finish it. Let's finish the ends up here. So I'm going to take my head pin and I'm going to make a little dangle for the end, for the extender. So I'm going to do a little rondelle. I'm going to do one of these metal beads and another little rondelle. Well, no, I'm not, because they don't want to go down on the... Let me get a thinner. See if this one will work. I hate to use long head pins for this, but sometimes they're so tiny. The beads are so tiny that they won't go down on the other ones. So, same thing as we make our loops, our links. It's the same exact process. And just roll this back, just like that. Okay, that's going to be our little piece on the bottom of our extender. So I'm going to cut a little bit of extender chain here. Okay, now I'm going to take my small jump ring and I'm going to hook my lobster on with it, just like this. I am shaky this morning. I haven't had any coffee or anything. I need to go get some breakfast probably. And then our big ring, we're going to hook our extender onto it. We're going to hook it onto the main chain, close it up, and then I'm going to take a very small jump ring. Actually, I'm just going to open the link here that I made and hook my dangle on the bottom of my extender, just like that. And there we have it. So let me put this on a form and that'll be the test to see how it's going to lay. So hold on just a minute. Okay, so here the necklace is on our form, and actually it was not laying right. I will show you. I had to take it off and hook it on. I actually moved it up a ring and hooked it on with small jump rings because it was just like laying crazy. But the rest of it, you know, I think it turned out really cute. I like the way that the square jump rings look with everything. They're just kind of, they make it all very angular and pointy. And like I said, I wish I would have had a square chain, but I just didn't. So excuse the mess in the background, but here is the finished product. And I really like it. I think it looks great. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like it and subscribe to my channel, and give me a thumbs up if you don't mind on the video. And if you want, you can ring the bell, and the bell will notify you every time I upload a new video. We're getting ready to do a big collaboration this month with Brittany from Turquoise Street, Sarah from Sarah's Jewelry Studio, and Angela from Pirate Pretties. We're going to do a collaboration for the entire year. We'll do a different piece of jewelry every month. So if you want to be notified about those things, you'll have to hit the button or the little bell, and it'll let you know when I upload. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're interested in Bargain Bead Box, I will put a link in the description box below. And you all have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!